want to get your blood pumping. Little bit. Hey, everybody, welcome. Here we are. It's Matt Connarton Unleashed. We're live on WMNH 95.3 FM, emanating from downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. Also on Comcast 97 in Manchester, streaming at WMNHradio.org and on the Facebook, on the Matt Connarton Unleashed Facebook page. That song was called Upside Down by Edgewize, and we're going to introduce these guys in a moment. The band is here. Of course, today is Tuesday, October 29th, 2019. Matt Connarton Unleashed. We're sponsored by the Hop Knot. Got my Hop Knot mug. Of course, the Hop Knot at 1000 Elm Street, right across the street over at the Brady Sullivan Plaza. And they are Manchester's premier place for, gourmet pretzels and beer, craft beer and wine and all kinds of good stuff. They got a big event coming up November 1st, the Halloween Hangover from 8 p.m. to midnight. Should be very, very exciting. There's a costume contest and the whole deal. Check it out. Very, very cool. Thehopknot.com is the website. And if you're looking for it, knot is K-N-O-T, as in a pretzel knot, thehopknot.com. But we are very proud to have them as a sponsor. It's still a relatively new development. We're still feeling the newness of it. So if you'd like to give us a call today on the show, 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. You can also send a text to 617-917-4476. You can tweet me at Matt Connarton. You can email me, matt@ipmnation.com. I already see Bill Murphy in the Facebook live chat, as well as Jenny, who is enjoying the music. Logan William Phoenix says, what was the song name again? That was Upside Down, and the band is Edgewize. And let's go ahead and introduce these guys. I'm really looking forward to talking to them. So, Chris, you are at the news desk. So by default, we shall start with you because for the brief time that you're at the news desk, you are officially the best newsman in the business, even if you have no journalistic experience whatsoever. By default, you are you're the newsman. But go ahead, sir.
I am Chris Ikuna, and over here we have Tony DeTore, Chris Holwig, and Demetrius, the guy on bass. So we're I don't have any news, any great news anyway.
Well, that's okay.
Maybe I do.
You've got.
Yeah, we have some great news.
We actually do.
Yeah, we do.
We're playing a show next week.
There you go. Well, that's news.
LA Guns.
LA Guns, yeah.
It can be. I mean, it doesn't have to be like news.
News.
It can be music news. It can be Edgewise news.
We got lots of news. I was just trying to.
You can be like like Kurt Loder. Remember Kurt Loder?
I do remember Kurt Loder.
MTV,
Is he still alive?
What's that?
Is he still alive?
Kurt Loder? I think so.
He's gonna be.
He's probably very old.
Yeah.
Because he was old then.
He was old then.
It was weird, right? Like he was like the old guy on MTV.
He was like Walter Cronkite or something.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Yes. And he carried himself with the same gravitas as Cronkite.
All those guys. What was the blonde guy's name there with the big mullet?
Oh, Adam Curry.
Adam
Curry. There you go.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, they're all. I don't know what they're all doing now. A couple of them are dead, right? The original VJs. They must be because they're so old.
Yeah, they were old.
They have to be.
Martha Quinn.
Dead now. Martha Quinn.
Mark Goodman.
Is Mark Goodman? Yes.
Wow.
It's a television
Dating myself.
I don't think any of them are dead yet. Now that I'm thinking about it. Now that you mention these names. But so Edgewise is. Mention that again. When's that show?
Next Tuesday at Jewel here in Manchester.
Very nice.
So we're opening up. Doors open at 7:00, but it's us and LA Guns, and then I'm not sure the other bands in between.
Okay.
Bad Marriage is one of the bands.
Bad Marriage.
And I think it's Gala or Gala. I'm not sure. It's Gala. Not sure how they pronounce it.
So,
probably Gala, maybe.
Yeah, so that's going to be a fun night. So every once in a while we get to play with some of these cool bands that come into town, and it's always fun for us.
Yeah, yeah. That's really cool. Now, who's in LA Guns now? I mean,
So you got Tracy Guns. He owns the band.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the singer from the Battle of Jane era is the original singer from that. I don't know if he's the first original singer. I'm not that in depth on their history, but I know he's with them. So that's basically the sound of LA Guns.
Right.
So then the rest of the band is, I think they've been pretty solid as that lineup. I was looking at them for like the past 10 years or so. They've been putting out some pretty good music.
Yeah.
They played not too long ago. No, actually, it was a while ago. Remember Chantilly's here?
Oh, yeah, vividly, yeah.
They came back around in, I want to say, I played a show there, band I was in, and then they were playing that night. So this is actually the second time I'm playing with LA Guns. But this, they they metaled everything up. They like tuned down, drop tuned everything, and they were playing like Battle of Jane, like thrash style.
Oh, really?
Which I wasn't expecting. Cause I'm there at the show and I'm like waiting to hear, the video you would see on MTV, and then they like it's all crazy distorted. So it was. I don't think it was a good move for them, but I think they were trying to get into like that, mid '90s grunge / Pantera kind of vibe. So that was kind of interesting. So,
yeah, no,
but they're back
cool.
playing how they what they're known for. So.
Right. That's
cool.
That's Chris. I don't know if you guys know Christian Lacoste. He's a local musician. That's him in the corner there.
I don't know him.
Now we do.
I like it when bands tune down. Because I know that, sometimes it's a matter of, if the singer just is older, and like I'm a Kiss fan, Kiss is my favorite band, and Paul Stanley clearly cannot hit those notes anymore. So like when I go to see them live and the songs are tuned down, I kind of like it. It makes it heavier, you know what I mean? So
Zeppelin did it on their O2 Arena thing. That sounded pretty cool.
yeah, it
That was
did,
kind of the songs really still sounded good, but
Right.
you didn't know. I mean, clearly he wasn't singing way up there like he did in the early '70s, but it sounded cool. It still had a good vibe to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the songs sound a little darker. Plus, I actually like the way Robert Plant sounds now, kind of better than he did back then.
I saw him at House of Blues a few years ago, and he was doing the what's the band called? Band of Joy.
Oh yes,
Which he started with John Bonham early on.
Yeah.
So that was the band he had before Zeppelin. But so he kind of named that project that. But he did When the Levee Breaks in that whole bluegrass feel.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I got to see him sing Zeppelin songs. So that was up. But it sounded great, and he has a great vibe with it all. So
Yeah. Let's see. Jenny says she wants to go to the show. She's excited. Wayne Noel joins us in the Facebook live chat, and Logan William Phoenix is asking where to get your music.
our music is free online. So it's at Edgewize, EDGEWIZE.bandcamp.com, or you can go to our website, edgewisemusic.com.
Yeah.
It's all downloadable for free. So we have the new album, which is called All Things End, which came out earlier this year. And then we have our previous catalog up there, too. So last album, Pursuit of Happiness, which came out in 2014, 16?
2016.
Yep. And then Rebirth from 2011. And then when we first started, so we've been actually around here since 99.
Yeah, that's amazing. Because legit, like when I was looking at the, when I was reading the bio, I forget if it was on Bandcamp or your Facebook page, I was like, oh my God. But there's also that thing of, where does the time go, which sounds so cliche, but it's like, oh, wow. that's 20 years.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. So we're actually thinking next year maybe doing that first album. So I'm the only guy who's played on that album, but we're still friends with Keith Kusha, who's started the band with me at that time. Yeah. And another bass player. Actually, the bass player who played on that album, I don't know where he is on the planet. But the guy, Mike Uliano, which was good friends with Chris, who kind of, him and I were in another band in like the late 90s, actually introduced me to Chris. Chris became the voice of Edgewise since 2010. So basically, Edgewise was from 99 to 2005, and we split up. And then 2009, I was going through all these old recordings. And I'm like, I should probably do something with these. So when I'm in my nursing home chair, I can at least say I did something with them, and I have them, and I can listen to them.
Right.
And then, but we weren't really in good standing with the original singer. So I'm like, I don't know, maybe we can find somebody who can sing them. And then found Chris, who sings 1,000 times better. Anyway, so I'm like, we can do these songs, and he's into it. And so it was just really to be a one-off kind of deal. But we had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
He really does love me.
I do. He likes me a lot.
That's
He likes me a lot.
I do.
Yes.
I do. No, I do.
It's the hair.
No, it's just he's always been he's put up with me kind of saying help me out with the vision of the music and just trying to get out there and just not having to deal with 9 to 5 work all the time, right? So we get to play. So that's kind of the that's why it's called Rebirth. It's kind of the rebirth of Edgewise, so we get those old recordings out, and then the next album is really kind of who we are, Pursuit of Happiness as we are now. Those songs were so old even then, but again, it was just to be a recording project. But it was fun to do, get it out of the system.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, people, who used to come to the shows to see us would come out and so the shows were going well. So we're like, oh, we'll keep it going and
yeah. Awesome.
keeps us playing.
We have a call. We'll grab this. Hi, welcome to Matt Connarton Unleashed. Who's this?
Hello to my favorite host, the one known as Matty C. This is your new favorite caller, the man they call Singing D.
Oh, this is Singing Dan. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Singing Dan, but he's fantastic.
That is fantastic.
Yes, yes.
Is that like a 8-part harmony?
These guys need a new singer. One for really cheap. Anything to get me out of my situation. I've got myself in real deep.
Oh my goodness! So he's looking for Singing Dan is looking for a singing gig.
I think that would sound good under over some nice drop C guitars and some double bass. That would sound fine.
I agree.
Yeah,
yeah.
I can kazoo with
I
you.
haven't eaten anything in about 6 days. They like to control my mind in these very specific ways.
Dedication.
We have that same pedal, so I don't think we need you.
That's right. We do have that pedal. Yeah,
The 6 octave.
Shooting the dreams down every day.
Poor Singing Dan. He just wants to sing.
Like, you think you're so fucking smart?
Oh boy,
What is that metal called?
that was metal right there.
I had to hit the dump button on that,
Mike.
but I caught it.
Yeah,
Sing-
that was metal.
Oh, poor Singing Dan. Now, I'm sure he didn't mean to be a potty mouth, but you guys did kind of hurt his feelings a little bit. I mean, he's probably...
He wouldn't have made it with H anyways.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Oh, my goodness. Let's see. Al Deneen Wright says, oh, hey, brother-in-law. Oh, Allie. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Allie Deneen Wright.
Yep.
Whose brother-in-law is this?
That's my sister-in-law.
Or sister-in-law, rather.
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, very good. Very good.
Hi, Allison.
Brett Higgins says, listening in the car, rock on Chris.
Hello.
I was going to say, which Chris is he referring to?
Yeah, me. Yeah, Brett and I talked.
Very nice.
Brett's looking for a drummer, and
Well,
I don't know any.
Little plug there.
oh, yeah. Maybe we could hook him up. Singing Dan might know a drummer.
There you
Maybe.
But he's a potty mouth. So Logan commented that Upside Down reminded him of Alice in Chains.
Thank you.
Yeah, we've heard that a few times.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me about influences, guys. Like who? I mean, I'm sure Alice in Chains probably a big influence, and
Yeah, Alice in Chains is definitely a big influence. Some of the newer stuff. I mean, early on, it's more the grungier stuff. Alice in Chains. Trying to think what.
Deftones, Tool, those were big when we first started.
Yeah. For the original concept of Edgewize, but then it
Yeah.
really kind of, at the heart of it, it's really the metal. So it's the Metallica's, Megadeth's, Death Angel, Testament, all the Bay Area thrash stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So the past couple albums, we've kind of done that and kind of mixed it in with the old, doomer stuff like Black Sabbath.
Mhm.
You get the Zeppelin feels, Mastodon.
Mastodon and Lamb of God are two newer ones. That
Yeah.
Gojira.
Gojira, yes.
And, Dream Theater is always in there for me.
Oh, yeah,
In terms
yeah.
of my, fanboyisms and drumming wannabes and stuff like that. So, so we kind of go from, I'm a big fan of just even straight up pop to the thrash metal. So it's, the albums kind of reflect a little bit of all that. So we try to keep the melodies. So they're we sing. So we have a real vocalist. So there's sing along parts, and then there's the heavy parts, and then we have our solos and stuff like that. So it's
It was Tony Horton, who's not here today. He's
Yes.
away on business.
yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah, so we have a fifth member
Yep.
who's not here. So we've been trying to do the 2-guitar thing for a long time.
Okay, because I was going to say it hasn't always been a 5-piece, right?
No, it's
No.
usually a 4-piece, but we've always, even in the studio, had the layering of the guitars and then different dynamics with that we just don't do live. So
Yeah,
we've been
yeah.
trying to get 5-piece. And, getting 4 other people to deal with me is tough. So
Chris Wendland, if I'm saying that correctly, just messaged me, said these guys rock, try to catch every show.
Hi, Chris.
Very nice.
Hi, Chris.
It's a great
What's
name.
up, Chris?
Thank
Yeah,
you.
that was
Yeah,
lovely.
we have
Chris's.
2 Chris's in the band and 2 Tonys in the band.
Yeah.
So
And D.
and D.
And
So,
D.
Yeah.
Hey, Demetrius.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like the one guy with not a common name.
Yeah, it helps me stand out.
Right. It
It's like
does.
that. It's like that episode of Gilligan's Island where the band landed on the island. They all had funky names. Then the bass player's name was Irving. That's me.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah, I'm
Wow.
really dating myself.
Yes, yeah. I mean, I remember Gilligan's Island, but I had a pet peeve about Gilligan's Island. It always bothered me that in the first season of the show, when it was still black and white, at the end of the theme song, they would just say "and the rest" instead of and they later changed it to the Professor and Marianne. But it always bothered me because to me the Professor was the most important guy on the show. Because without him, they all would have been dead by like the end of the 3rd episode, right?
Absolutely.
So why should he
Fair
get left
assumption.
out? Yes, yes.
Yeah, but you'd think with his brains he would have gotten them off the island. He never did.
True. If he could
You
make
know?
a radio out of a coconut.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
point.
Make a boat.
Well, he did get them off the island, though, eventually.
Oh.
In, what was it, Rescue from Gilligan's Island or something? One of those crappy,
Oh, right. They
Is that like
Yeah.
a jump to shark moment?
one of those crappy TV
really was.
movies that they did. Not that the source material was anything
Right.
Emmy worthy, but Brett Higgins in the Facebook live chat says, I am getting in touch with Singing Dan to see if he plays drums.
Nice.
Very nice, very nice. So Brian Higgins is asking also, who is the main lyricist? What influences your words?
Me and Chris do all the writing,
Yeah.
words wise, melody wise. Upside Down, that's actually from Stranger Things. So got into that show and then wrote
Yeah.
a song about the Upside Down. So it's basically, I don't know if you watched Stranger
I've never seen it. Everyone tells me I should check it out
Come on,
because
man.
Yeah.
I'd like it,
Yeah.
but I've never seen
First
it.
season, it's killer.
Really?
So it's
Yeah.
so it's so that was an influence.
Yeah, it just struck us in the moment. We just collaborate on it. This album was pretty much written together with the song already down, and we would just write it. Rebirth was the only one that we really just sat down because he had all the material, and I wrote the lyrics. But I mean, you can hear the old school influence, but you can hear everything from war to politics to typical relationship stuff. Everyday life is in there. How you interpret it, like any band would tell you, any singer would tell you,
Yeah.
is how it applies to you, what you get from it. But Upside Down is just straight. It's about that show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. Hello to Dr. Jeff Cassell, who joins us in the Facebook live chat, as well as John Midas Manning, DJ Midas, who hosts a show here on Saturday and Sunday nights, starting at midnight, called Late Night Delight. Hello, gentlemen. Why don't we play another track? What do you guys want to play?
I think we could do From the Sky.
Yeah.
From the Sky. Okay. Yeah, let me cue this up here. And we're talking with the guys from Edgewize here. And before we give this a listen, remind us again about that show coming up.
So next Tuesday at Jewel Nightclub in Manchester, we are going on at 8 p.m. Get your tickets online through the website, through the Jewel website. I'm not sure the actual website that they're doing, but their Facebook page, Jewel Nightclub, you can get them through there as well.
Okay.
And we also have 2 pairs to give away at some point. So we can,
Oh, yes.
so maybe we can do a little bit of trivia or something.
Maybe we should start.
Oh, yeah.
Do you guys have a question we could throw out there before we? I forgot about that. We don't want to wait too long on that because we want to give people a chance to call in. What should we?
Do you want to do the mascot thing?
Sure, we have a mascot.
We have a mascot.
All things end. Edgar is our mascot
Edgar.
on the front of
Edgar.
the album. So
I like that.
you remember that, Edgar.
All right.
You want to do let's see. You want to do the Megadeth mascot since it was on the thing? Anybody who knows the name of the Megadeth mascot, what's his name?
Okay.
We'll get the first pair of tickets.
Hey, I
right.
just want to say too, doors are at 7. If you get there before we go on at 8 o'clock and you hit a merch booth and you say that you're there early to see us, we'll give you a free shirt. We got a bunch
Oh.
of new swag,
That reminds
black and
me.
white, color versions, sweatshirts, hoodies, lots of merch at our merch table. So
Yeah, there it is.
if you get there after 8, that deal's off. So be there before we go on.
You guys have some sweet merch too. You guys brought me this shirt, which I appreciate very much. So if
Yes.
you're watching on the Facebook, you can see it's very, very cool. So
Yeah, so we'll have that one, a color version, some hoodies, some new actual physical copies of the album will be up.
excellent.
Yes, an
that'll be-
actual hard copy.
For those people who like tangible items.
CD.
Yes.
Which a lot of people still do. It's interesting.
I think
yeah.
it's come back. I was actually talking with the distributors, and he was saying that his volume is going back up.
No kidding.
Because
Yeah.
for a while it was dying down, but I think people are realizing the I almost potty mouth, the crappy quality of streaming
Right.
that people just don't realize. That's either if you're not getting a good signal or in a
Right.
bad area or whatever it is, that's the audio just isn't there. I mean, MP3s are bad enough,
Right.
but then you're doing it through how many towers, whatever communications lingo you want to throw out there, but
Right.
it's just not very good.
Yeah.
And you get bands like Tool who put amazing products out, and then it gets watered down, and then it's kind of too bad, unfortunately. But
Yeah. Yeah. No.
I get the convenience of it all, and it's
Oh,
nice.
yeah.
It's great background music and stuff like that. But I think for people who really enjoy music, it's a great disservice. But
Well, a lot of people too. I think they still want the, if they're really a fan of an artist, they still want the liner notes and the,
Right.
and all the artwork and everything too. If they're
Right.
really, if they're really committed. So, all right. So we'll play this and then we'll chat some more. So this is From the Sky. We've got Edgewize here in the studio with us at WMNH on Matt Connarton Unleashed. So give this a listen, and then we'll hopefully we'll get some calls on that trivia question and check it out.
Bye.
to the Hop Knot at 1000 Elm Street, Manchester's premier craft beer and gourmet pretzel bar. Tell us more, Trudy.
We make our dough fresh every day. We make a variety of styles of pretzels and serve craft beer, cocktails, and a few bottles of wine. We do the traditional pretzel, and we have multiple flavors for that. We also do stuffed pretzels, pretzel sandwiches, free dessert pretzels, and pretzel knots.
The Hop Knot in the Brady Sullivan Plaza at 1000 Elm Street. Welcome back, everybody. It's Matt Connarton Unleashed. We're live on WMNH 95.3 in downtown Manchester. Also on Comcast 97 in Manchester, streaming at WMNHradio.org and on the Facebook, on the Matt Connarton Unleashed Facebook page. Hello to Christian Collins, who joins us in there, as well as Steve Pascucci, Corey Sacco, who says, I'll be there, referring to the big show that we were talking about earlier. We've got the band Edgewize is here with us in the studio. So, gentlemen, it's wonderful to have you all here, although we're missing one guy, apparently.
Yeah.
Yes, Tony, Mr. Horton.
You all are a five-piece
T2.
now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Was that a hard transition at all, or was
No.
that pretty easy
No,
to
not at
just
all.
have another guitarist come in?
Not hard in the sense of musically. It's just hard because it's just more lives. to deal
Right.
with, right.
So yeah, that's true.
That's the tough part with it's 5 marriages. Right?
Yeah, exactly. We've got a call. Hi, welcome to Matt Connarton Unleashed. Who's this?
Hey, it's Jenny.
Oh, hey, Jenny. I thought it might have been Singing Dan calling back. Hello.
That was really cool, actually.
Yes.
That was actually really cool.
Well, we know.
I think I know the answer to the question.
Oh.
You didn't Google it, did you?
No.
Sorry, anybody can Google it.
Vic.
That's right.
It is Vic.
Yes.
What's the last
What's the
name?
last name?
Last name. Vic's last name.
Oh, shit.
I had to hit the dump on that.
Rattlesnake.
Jenny.
Rattlesnake, no.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
No, it's Rattlehead. Vic
Rattlehead.
Rattlehead.
Sorry, you're right.
Close enough.
Rattlehead.
Rattlehead.
Okay, I was close.
That was close.
I thought it was
Rattlesnake.
vapor rub or something.
All right.
Yeah.
2 tickets.
Seriously, really?
2 tickets.
All right, Jenny.
You got some.
You won.
Woo!
So we'll
Ah, now I'm going. So
All right.
who will I be taking? That ought to be interesting.
Yeah, well.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Figure that out. I'm going to go so you guys can play more music because that's really cool.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Awesome. Bye.
All right.
I actually got on my Vic shirt today.
And,
Yeah.
and he could use the Vic's
And,
favorite.
and I could use the
You need
Vic
the horn
Vapor
there,
Rub.
Matt.
Could use the Vicks.
What's
Use
that?
your horn.
Oh, the air horn. Yes. I didn't know if I don't know if
It's not working.
I just didn't think it was the air horn would be metal enough.
There it is.
There you go. You like the air horn?
I like dings.
The air horn's a big hit around here.
It is.
Actually, I think people just listen for the air horn.
Why not?
Exactly. Al in the, or I'm sorry, Allie rather. Your sister-in-law is asking, will there be pretzels at the show?
From the Hop Knot?
If you want to get some on your way to the show, Allison, go right ahead.
Well, that's one way to do it.
Yeah.
Just, will the venue allow pretzels in?
Yeah, I don't know.
I
they
don't
might
know.
not-
Good point. Good
They
point.
might not let you. They
Sell
might be
pretzels.
like, they might sell their own pretzels there. I don't know. At Jewel. But if you want pretzels, yes, you should go to the Hop Knot. It's a wonderful place. I have my mug, so I want everyone to make sure they see the mug. Okay, so, when you do you guys do any of the older material when you play live? Because you go back, like we were talking earlier, all the way back to '99. The band in some form or fashion. Do you do any of that
Yeah.
really early stuff?
Yeah, we do one song, basically one or two songs from those early days, I guess. It's just the newer songs to us. This album in particular is sticking out. Like we wrote it. I mean, a lot of those songs were written not last fall, but the fall before. I had the shell for a lot of those songs, but we still aren't sick of them. So
Yeah.
it's kind of which is kind of rare because you always like the newer, right? You
Oh, yeah.
you don't want to play the older stuff, but
Right.
and then you overplay it so much, it's like I've had enough of it. But I don't even just listen to those songs. We still there's something about this batch of songs that's sticking with us.
Yeah.
So that's why we continue to kind of keep pushing it, and we've got great response on a lot of this stuff too.
Tony Horton coming in, our lead player,
Yeah.
really took us the next notch with these songs. 2 guitars live, nothing like it for a metal band.
Yeah.
It's very thick. It's very powerful. The leads that he plays and the rhythms that they play together are very just strong, and that leads us to keep playing material off All Things End. There are songs like No Tomorrow that we like to play. Occasional we'll go way back and play Mr. Sunshine, which is off our first album, which was popular, and a song called Branded that's kind of in the vein of the heaviness. H and I have, not recently, we were fans, but Death Angel, The Evil Divide, Humanicide, so that type of aggressive, up-tempo, 2 guitars, that type of energy as we've progressed through the years, because clearly we're not getting any younger. That energy is what drives us to play in that, and we get that. You get that spark from that. And there's nothing wrong with some of the old material. Some of the stuff, like you said, Rebirth was already written when I came in, so I just put lyrics to it. I was part of Pursuit of Happiness and All Things End, but it's just been a progression, and the addition of Tony Horton is he fits us like a glove. So
and to add to that, I think especially the 3 of us, Demetrius is a little bit newer, but the tenure that we have together. I mean, Tony was guitarist in the first round, early 2000s. So, Chris and I have been together 10 years now. So it's for, being a local band or a band in general we've had 0 issues, So it's really nice to kind of use the music as the expression, going through life, situations and issues. So I think that kind of shows through the music as well, that you wouldn't get that if you're just saying, hey, I'm looking for a guy on Craigslist, and put a band together, and in 6 months you got some tunes, and then probably 2 months after that you're looking for another player.
Yeah.
Our only Achilles heel is bass players for whatever reason. So
H scares all the bass players away.
Yeah. Is that true? Is that?
It's true. Yeah,
it's true.
All right.
Yeah, we've been through a ton of bass players. So D's our latest addition. He fits in very well.
Yep. I was on bass for a couple of years, actually.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
Okay.
We call Tony special teams.
Yes.
Guitar.
He does whatever's necessary.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we like that.
All right.
The
So
bass players are kind of like the drummers from Spinal
Spinal
Tap.
that's
Tap,
what I was just.
Yeah.
So
And the weird thing is, we have so many songs that are really bass driven,
yeah.
Yeah.
like Upside Down. I mean, that starts off drums and bass start
Yeah.
off the album, and, and I'm like, F bass players almost, right? But
Well, how do you scare them away? Like, what do you do? That's so.
no, it's just finding the right fit,
Yeah.
personality wise.
Yeah.
I think it's harder for to come into the situation, because it's just a lot of established sounds, there's a lot of established people, personalities, all that sort of stuff. So
Yeah.
people, and D and I, we've talked about it, where it's, people have their own sound. You play guitar, you like, this is my sound. I'm like, but this is the sound that we've had, and we're just trying to find somebody who fits what we're doing. So it's,
Yeah.
it's not like we're pulling in talent from Los Angeles and New York and Tokyo, whatever. We have to
Yeah.
be somewhat local and find somebody that fits with us. So it's
that's a good.
it's a
point.
challenge.
It's a good point to make. It's a good point to make, because what I considered my sound before didn't necessarily fit in. So now it's been really cool with this band, using different equipment, really going for a different sound, and finding myself playing different things and coming up with that really cool, heavy, crunchy sound with like a scooped out mid.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It sounds it's cool. It's a lot of fun.
No. I'm a bass player, so I get it. I get exactly what you mean. What number are you in as far as the bass players?
Chris is
See, Chris,
Yeah,
Jim,
especially again at the end of the show, we have to do
Mike.
count.
Chris.
Are you counting Uliano?
Well, it goes Chris Carvello,
Oh, that's way
which
back.
guys you never knew. Jim.
I knew him.
Jim Hutner. Remember Jim?
No.
He recorded on Deaf Ears. So then it was Chris Smith,
Mm-hmm.
Tony, if you want to classify that, and then
Jay.
Juliano, Jay.
Michael.
Oh,
Uliano.
We're like 7 or 8.
Jeez. Wow.
Don't forget Brian,
Joe
too.
Mama, best
Brian was on
Brian.
Not all of
Brian
those.
Rourke.
Not all of those people left because
there. Brian Rourke was on there, too.
Yeah, Brian Rourke, and he didn't
The
leave
beard.
because H scared him away. He's been involved in our albums over the years.
Brian's amazing.
Yes.
Brian
Yeah.
is, as far as bass players in
he
the
helped
area.
produce Rebirth. He did
Okay,
some
yeah.
backing vocals. He was involved in the songs, and he went and did his thing with I think Devil's Champion at the time.
Yeah.
And then he came back and helped us out with some shows, and we were getting into Pursuit, and so he's around. We see him from time to time, but he had a first love, and he enjoys that, and that's fine. And Edgewise, commenting on that, Edgewise is a brand. Some of the people who left, you say, why did H scare him away? Because a lot of the things that come out of H's head that he vocalizes are because he's trying to maintain the Edgewise brand, and you can't have people coming in after we've done it this long and try to change the brand.
Yeah.
He always says maybe there's room for that on another project or something else, but here, this is the sound, this is how we build it, and this is what we're building towards, and we're always working on that so that we don't get too many cooks in the kitchen.
Right.
I always refer to H as the captain because somebody's got to kind of have the vision and lead,
right.
and then if we all stick around that, and for all our walks of lives, we're 3 albums in with me, and we're still doing it. So
yeah.
Yeah, it's just trying to make we'd all love to do it full time. So it's just to try to make the best use of our time.
Oh yeah.
If you go to a rehearsal or something and you just sit there arguing, then nothing gets done.
Right.
Across the board. So hopefully everybody is the more people you have that are like-minded, the easier it is.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Allie and Corey, both in the Facebook live chat, seem to really like Mr. Sunshine. They're both commenting on that. And Jenny says, thank you for the tickets.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
She's very excited.
Should we do the other pair?
Oh, yeah. Do you have
2 pairs.
Do you have another, you guys have another question in mind? I remember before the show, I think that was the only question that was anyone really came up with was the mascots.
Let's do since bass players are our issue. Let's do the who's the first bass player for Metallica?
Do you think that's too easy?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Or if people were really listening to the show,
well, it depends
what's the
on
name
what
of
you
our mascot that I mentioned earlier?
Oh.
See who was really listening.
There you go.
Yeah. Who's
right.
really paying attention?
All right,
yeah.
let's do that.
All right. And plug the show again so people know what they're.
So
trying
next
to win.
Tuesday, Jewel Music Hall, Manchester. We go on at 8 p.m. Doors open at 7, and we're playing with LA Guns, Bad Marriage, and Gala. You can say it. I don't know.
Gala. I think it's Gala.
I'm not familiar with the band.
Like the Apples? Gala Apples?
Yeah.
Is that the touring band with LA Guns?
No, I
don't think Bad Marriage is. I think they're
no.
local.
I think Bad Marriage is from Boston.
Yeah, I think they're Boston.
But
band.
we're either way, we're excited to play. So we'll kick off the night, get there early, and say that you're there to see us. Hit the merch booth. You get a free T-shirt
before 8.
Before 8 o'clock.
Before 8. Yeah.
So it's good. It's good for the older folk because you can get in, and if you're not really want to stay around for the LA Guns guys, you can get your medal on. And head out.
Fairly early show.
We encourage you to stay there for the whole night.
Absolutely.
But no, it should be fun. We're excited to play with them.
Is that 21 plus?
It is 21 plus.
It is,
yeah.
Brian Mackey in the Facebook live chat says Ron McGovney.
Correct.
That's the name of your
Wow,
mascot?
Yeah.
Well
No,
done.
No, that's the original bassist.
I'm kidding. No, that was the original Metallica bassist. Yeah. Brian is in Idaho, so he's not looking for any tickets unless he's gonna fly here.
Sure.
Maybe he will.
I'll give you tickets if you fly here.
There you go. All the way from Idaho. Yeah.
Maybe 2 shirts.
2 shirts, a hoodie.
Idaho.
No, you guys aren't doing a lot of shows currently, right?
So we have this one coming up on the 5th, and then we're back at Jewel on the 14th with Jeff Richards and his band.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I interviewed Jeff a couple of years ago.
Yep.
I can't remember the name of his band, though.
Eden's Lie.
Eden's Lie. Yeah, they've been around.
Yeah.
Talk about longevity. Those guys have been around for a long damn time.
We're kind of in the same boat. So he's kind of, kind of like I am, just kind of keeps plugging away and keeps playing. So he does a great job of, promoting his music and keeps coming up with new stuff. So
yeah,
we're, we've done a lot of shows together over the years.
Yeah.
So, anytime we get a gig, we kind of ask each other to support each other, and we do. So it's we actually booked that gig before we got the LA Guns show.
Oh, okay.
And then tentatively in January we're back at the Shaskins, who are in Manchester for the next 3 months.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
then, it's fun playing there. It's a good vibe.
Oh, it's
And
a great room. Yeah.
We're looking to get more shows early in next year.
Yeah.
Between Boston and Portland. So
Yeah. But you guys don't have a ton of things booked yet, so people
Nope.
should just be aware if they want to see you.
yeah,
You know,
edgewisemusic.com, Edgewise with a Z. Not because it's cool, because Edgewise was actually copywritten way back when by a band in Chicago.
Yeah.
So I was like, we really like the name,
Yeah.
so we threw a Z in there.
Yeah.
Not
yeah.
thinking that I would still be in the band called Edgewise 20 years later.
Did you guys ever? I mean, it sounds like you're being kind of selective, or I don't know if that's the right word about playing shows. But did you guys at any point over the course of Edgewise ever do the thing where you're just because I've been in bands that did this, where you're just playing every weekend and just trying to play as much as possible, almost probably to the point of, in hindsight, it might not have been the smartest strategy with the bands I was in to just play, to oversaturate. But I was in bands that did that. I mean, did you guys ever approach it that way?
Yeah, early on. I mean, all through the 2000s, we played a ton of shows.
Yeah.
And we would play, I mean, Uptown Tavern up here, we played all the time. Rags, Scores.
Yep.
What was the place up on where, it's above Stark Mill, whatever that place was called at the time. Chantilly's, Spider's Web, when it was,
Oh
we
yeah.
were talking about that.
Yeah.
But we played, we played with a lot, like with Warrant and
Yeah.
Nino Betancourt and,
Oh yeah.
all those
Lacuna
types
Coil.
of bands, Lacuna Coil.
Yeah.
Big Wreck, so it's
Oh yeah.
so we had a lot of we played a ton of shows, but the scene was different too. It was the little bit as internet kind of gained ground, less people started going out.
Right, right.
And that was a direct result for the all music that I was playing in.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it was just a little hesitancy of saying you should really be coming out and not supporting. I mean, my work world is online. But I'm like, music world should not be online.
Right. Right. Yeah.
You got to go out
yeah.
and experience it and feel it. It's a lot different experience, but I don't run the world, so I'd say go out and see a show instead of just sitting, and watching YouTube. There's no surprises, right?
Right.
So there's we'd get people coming down and it'd be packed, but then they could just watch it on YouTube or Facebook for the rest, and they're like, I've seen the show, and they can saturate their brains enough with it. I'm like,
Oh yeah.
just
yeah.
come out.
Yeah. Exactly. Let's see. Allie is giving a shout out to the bomb shelter.
Bomb shelter.
jeez.
The bomb shelter.
Boy, I'll tell you.
There was so much sweat in that place.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you could skate on the floor there.
I did. I did on stage.
We played. Who was that? The singer Joey Belladonna. We played with them.
Oh, that's
yeah.
right. Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
He was doing a solo thing when he was kicked out of Anthrax, which was a better thing actually.
Yeah,
Yeah, John
I
Bush.
remember that. I remember
Yeah.
that. I don't think I was at that show, but I remember when that show was
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah.
Well, the bomb shelter was to this day it bums me out in a way that I look back on that and that place had such potential.
Mm-hmm.
But Serge, I don't know where he is now, and God love him, but that guy just didn't know how to run the place. But I mean,
That place was a death trap.
yeah. Well,
we
yeah.
had a rehearsal space upstairs from that, and the Coke plant was there.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So the second floor had probably a 20-foot hole in it. So if you weren't sober, you're falling through.
Oh my God.
Like with your gear, you had to navigate around, and there was a bunch of bands up there. It was no heat, so we're running like propane heaters to rehearse in there for like a year or so.
I never even knew that there was rehearsal
and then
space
the
up there.
the back loading dock was just like a foot of ice.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're trying to load stuff in. I don't know how they didn't get sued or whatever it was.
Oh
but
yeah. It's too
crazy.
bad too. I mean, it had so much potential, and I just remember because I would play there a lot with the band I was in at the time was My Life Crisis, and we would play there a lot and just talk about oversaturation. We'd be there every weekend sometimes. But I remember there were a couple of nights where we'd get there and like nobody, like all these bands were showing up to play, because they'd book like 5 or 6 bands in a
Right.
night,
Yep.
and we'd get there and like nobody was in charge, like Serge wasn't there, and his wife,
Yeah.
what was it, Kathy? Like she wasn't there, or like, and there was a sound guy who was like, I don't know what's going on, and it would literally be up to the bands to try to figure out who was going on when, and it was a
yeah,
nightmare.
it's chaos.
Yep.
It was chaos, but Too bad.
People showed up though, and it was fun.
Yeah. No, I mean, it was great while it lasted, but oh well, the bomb shelter. Wow. Those are some memories. So Jenny says, saw them in the Netherlands. Jenny visited the Netherlands recently, where she saw Lacuna Coil with Powerwolf. You guys familiar with Powerwolf?
Yeah.
And Allie is asking, are there any all ages shows coming up?
No.
Those are hard to come by nowadays.
Tough. Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't really appeal to under 21 very well.
Yeah.
We're the old guys.
Right.
Why are they still doing that? That's weird. What are they holding? Where's their laptop?
That's a guitar.
My friend's laptop does all that.
Allie is saying so gross, which I assume is referring to the bomb shelter.
Yeah.
But it was, it was metal.
It was, yeah.
It was very, very, very metal.
It was a shelter
That's right. Yes.
with a bomb in it.
Right. Are you guys going to be? Do you have any plans for more recording in the near future? Or
Absolutely.
I know this
Always.
is.
It's
Always.
writing season, so we got a bunch of stuff on the plate right now. We're playing a new song that we kind of been hashing out over the past few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be playing that next week, which is fun. But plan is to kind of get everything written and kind of recorded. So basically, our timeline is we got to beat Chris's allergies before spring. So I got to get everything written and composed so we can get all his vocals done before spring comes in, and then the goal is to play shows during the summer, but that's hard because there's summer vacations and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
then we get back into this time of year and we tend to do shows during the middle of winter, and carrying gear and sub-zero weather is always amazing.
Yeah.
And it always snows.
Always snows, and but that's kind of the cycle we're on. I'd like to get on the traditional 2-year cycle of just getting material, then recording, and at this point it's kind of like just an audio time capsule.
Yeah.
So it's kind of reflects where you were in a different way. So a lot of people have pictures and videos. We're lucky enough that we can work together and have audio feelings, right? So it's kind of as non-metal as that sounds, but it's kind of cool. It's cool to have it down the road. It's fun.
I remember when the 2-year cycle was kind of the standard thing. I mean, way back when bands would like if you're on a major label, you put out an album and then you go on tour, and then after a couple of years you have your next album and you go on tour. And now it's very different in that you've got all kinds of options because of the internet. Really, a lot of artists that I talk to, many of them do it the way you guys do it, where you record a full album. But a lot of artists now, they'll just do an EP, or they'll just do even a single and just put it out. Just put them out one at a time, and they're not even interested in doing albums anymore.
Yeah, we were just talking about that because I was thinking about just going up and recording the new song that we have, and just putting that out. It's kind of like the Beatles used to do that, right? Early on. So kind of do that, and then when you have enough material, maybe you can put it on an album. I'm always kind of been particular of just recording them all at the same time, so you have the same sound, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
That's just my idiosyncrasies in my head, but but it would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
To kind of do it one at a time and kind of get fresh content out there more often, especially in this day and age where everybody's just flipping through.
Right.
On their posts.
Yeah, totally. And everything's self-produced with you guys, right? Like you do everything yourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Only because bass players would never show up in the recording studio and they're like, I don't have my money to pay for studio time, and so
I am gainfully employed. That will not happen.
How long have you been in the band, Demetrius?
What about March, April? I think
Somewhere around there.
I don't know. Thanks.
I don't know.
No, it's a good thing.
Job application, yeah.
So what's now?
He's done a great job because he's come in. Again, it's kind of tough because it's basically like a cover band for everybody else, right? So he didn't really write all the songs with us.
Yeah,
so he's got to learn a lot of the songs and then act like he loves them like we do. And,
Right.
These are all new babies that he has to love like his own.
But then, like for his benefit, just so he knows, like, what would you say is the average if you were to average the time spans of all the bass players that you've had in terms of how long they've lasted, just so he can kind of,
Well,
Keith
for the
future
playing in the band, when Kusha, when we did Rebirth, then Tony here, Dettori, was probably the longest on bass after Brian left, right?
Yeah.
Brian
probably.
played with Keith and on Rebirth, and then he went and did his thing, and that's when Tony came back. But he's always been, his sound, Keith recorded a lot of the stuff, but that sound was always held fast by Tony. It's, very our Edgewize sound, that driving, distorted guitar that's very low.
Yep.
Tony's a very stabilizing factor in the band.
really,
Yes.
yeah, that's good. Oh,
Thank you.
oh, very nice.
I didn't know you cared.
I'm stable. It's nice to know.
Jenny is asking in the Facebook live chat, "What's your favorite song to perform?" You have a favorite? I mean, you probably all have
New
your
album,
own.
definitely Pusher. Pusher and Stay Silent Standing are two of my new favorites. They're very very aggressive, very upbeat for the style of music that we've been playing. We're kind of
Very high energy.
getting more into the old school influences there, but it's more to me, I consider it more, because of some of the things I listen to, more of a modern metal with a old school feel. But I really dig those tunes, especially now that we have the second guitar and the lead parts. And the energy when we play those tunes live is it's big.
Yeah.
Usually, even if people are there and they weren't there to see us, the reaction that we get to those tunes specifically is good.
If you listen to the old music and Rebirth,
Don't go dying on us.
I'm trying not to. I'll stay far away from the mic here. The style of the music was completely different.
Yeah.
The energy and the more thrash metal style guitar and bass that are on the new album, it's much more fun to play. And in writing it with Chris, that pushed me as a guitar player and fill in bass player and whatever you wanted me to play.
Yeah.
So it's definitely an evolution, which was nice.
Yeah.
And being able to play that stuff live and see people, bobbing their heads and, really enjoying that energy playing live, and, having a bass player and a lead guitar player come in and enjoy the music as well and feed off that energy on stage is, it's a nice thing. That energy is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. This, like I said before, there's something about this batch of songs it's got a big, a bit bigger life than I think we probably expected, type of thing. Not that we're selling billions of copies, but there's definitely a vibe when we play them. You can tell by people's reactions whether they're blowing smoke or
Right.
it's not. And I'm a big one of don't come up to me and lie or anything. I don't need the pandering type of thing. So it's the but you can just there's people you can just feel it, you can see it.
Oh yeah.
Even online, people downloading it, it's got a little bit something to it. So it's we feel good about it. And like I said, we'll be playing them again tonight at practice, and we play them as hard and fast in practice, and it's not like just trying to get through it just to stay in shape with it. It's fun to play.
Yeah. Yeah.
So and I think that comes through too. I think that the earlier stuff was more of an effort of trying to be appealing to an audience, right? So, and I think what was hiding behind that was all this, more of the aggression of like we really are. We're all thrash people at heart. Growing up on Metallica and Megadeth and Testament and Anthrax and all that stuff with with the Black Sabbaths and the King Crimsons and Zeppelins and all that sort of stuff, that influence in there, we're all holding that back to try to play like a Creed type of appeal. So the ladies would come out, and if the ladies come out, all the guys would come out and buy all our albums, and we'll be millionaires, right? So that didn't work.
Well, that's what you were commenting on about playing a lot, and we did when I joined Rebirth. They had a following, and we played a lot.
Yeah.
But original band, eventually that draw, you play too often, they can't come out, and so even what he's saying, trying to be palatable so that you basically bring people who are gonna be customers, you
Right.
know, and now we just don't. We care. We want people to come see us. It's not that. It's that we're really at this point playing, you know, to perfect our golf game, right?
Right.
We're doing it because that's what we enjoy, and if you enjoy it too, great. You're there. Whether there's 8 or 800, it doesn't matter.
Right.
We're gonna do that, and I think that's what he's saying is that shines through, that we enjoy it, even if it's not your cup of tea. You can see that it's real
Yeah.
to us. You know, we're not just doing it just because, you know, so that we feel, you know, like we're young for a second or something.
Right,
like
right.
that. We really enjoy it, and we get that. You know, you get that endorphin rush from it.
Oh yeah.
So, you know, whatever, like I said, whatever your thing is, some people it's, you know, golf or taking their fishing boat or, you know, whatever your thing is. And this is our thing. It's, you know, what, you know, keeps you showing up every week,
Yeah.
whether we're recording season, which is, I love the new songs, but recording sucks, you know, dumbing everything down and being in the box. And I've always been a live singer, you know,
Yeah.
put me with the whole band, crank the volume up. I get that energy, and boom, live singer, strip all that away, put some headphones on me, stick me in a box, and, you know, now I'm like, you know, I'm half volume. You know,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
to try to recreate what we get live is difficult. So getting through, I don't want to say getting through, enjoy the recording process, but I mean, we all have, you know, we don't get to do this full time, so it's taken years to get all things end to this point, you know, so it's exciting to be able to go and do a show with LA Guns and
Oh, yeah.
have people come out that may not know us and may
Right.
not be, just happen to be at, you know, any of these places, to be there and say, geez, you know, who are these guys? I like this, you know, so
Yeah.
to be able to get on a ticket like that is great.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, that's fantastic. So nobody's come through with that an answer to that trivia question.
Because nobody was listening.
Oh well.
Right, we can always do another one.
You want to throw another one out there real quick? Somebody already got the
But
the,
he
the
lived
Metallica
too far
one.
away. Yeah.
Yeah. Brian's from Idaho, which is very, very far.
Do
Music trivia.
Where to start? There's so many.
do a pick one, D. You got one.
Where was Ronnie James Dio born?
There we go.
Oh,
That's
okay.
that's deep. That's deep.
I know. You know it?
No,
I know.
that's- You know,
Yeah.
Oh, Corey Sock. Wait, did we ever? We never.
She doesn't count.
She doesn't count. I was going to say she got the mascot question, but I couldn't remember if we.
She's
threw
going
that-
anyway.
She's going anyway.
going.
Okay, yeah. So she. All right. So I'm not gonna read that one out loud then. Jenny says Earth, LOL, referring to Ronnie James Dio. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's got the answer has a local flavor.
Yes.
Oh well, that kind of gives it away. I think
Town.
Maybe.
maybe.
Town, city,
Town.
Yeah.
hamlet,
Yeah. Well, we'll see if
Shire.
We'll see.
But he was in a band called Elf, right? He's from the Shire.
There you go.
Oh, yes. Well, we should why don't we play something and we'll start to wrap up, but you guys, I mean, like we were talking before the show, you guys are free to stick around if you want. You know, we usually second half of the show we'll get into some politics or whatever. I don't know if you guys want to be a part of that or not. Totally up to you, whatever you're comfortable with. But
I don't know anything about politics.
I know too much about politics. It keeps me up at night.
Oh, wow.
oh well, you might want to stick around. That's up to
I'll
you.
stick around. That's fine.
Yeah, cool. Totally up to you guys.
Now
But-
we're looking for a new bassist because he's going to be talking politics on the radio.
Oh my goodness.
No politics, no religion.
No politics.
Well, it was bound to happen, D. I'm sorry. But, you know. But what do you guys actually before we wrap up this portion of the show, let's make sure we mention the show coming up at Jewel again, and also to remind everybody where they can find you online and get access to all your stuff.
Yeah, so next Tuesday here in Manchester at Jewel Nightclub. Doors open at 7 p.m. We go on at 8 p.m. We're playing with LA Guns. It is a 21 It is a 21 plus
Hey,
show.
guns.
You can buy tickets online and
JewelNH.com.
jewelnh.com or their Facebook page.
Yep.
And you can get our stuff for free at edgewisemusic.com, edgewise with a Z, or edgewise.bandcamp.com.
But we will have a hard copy of the album at the show. I think we're just going to sell them for like $5.
$5.
Which is just recouping costs. So if you really are into it and you can get the free download, but you would like to have that hard copy, we kind of went all out on it because, like H said, someday, nursing home.
Nursing home.
Tangible evidence.
You can get there early, you get a free t-shirt.
Very good.
So,
yes.
yeah, it's very cool.
And will it be this shirt? It's
a version of that shirt.
Or a version of this shirt?
Yep.
Because I want to, for people watching online, I want
Yeah.
to hold this up again because this is a sweet shirt. This
Model
is really
it.
nice.
Yep, it's the album cover. We're going to have that same logo in the full color, like the album, which looks super cool in the fire orange there. And a white one that will really pop. There's going to be some hoodies in that too. So
Very
yeah, we'll
nice.
definitely have. We're going to do some posters and stuff. People, some will be for purchase. Nothing's crazy priced. We're not trying to make money on merch. We're just trying to get our costs. And if somebody digs it, great, pick it up. There'll be some other giveaway stuff, some posters, some stickers.
Yeah.
Some free shirts if you're there before 8. Talk to our merch guy. Our merch stuff should be fairly recognizable, easy to see when you come in.
Scrimmy. You familiar with Scrimmy?
I know Scrimmy very well. I've
Yeah.
known Scrimmy for. I met Scrimmy in 2001. To me, I still call him Tim. I've never gotten used to calling him Scrimmy. But the reason I know the exact year that I met him is
I didn't know he had a name. I thought that.
you thought he was just Scrimmy.
That was it.
Scrimmy the dirtbag. No, the reason I can always remember exactly when I met Tim is coincidentally it happened to be right after 9/11 happened because we had my first ever real conversation with Scrimmy, which he wasn't even Scrimmy then. That was before anyone called him that. He was just Tim. It happened to be about that, so that's how I can always remember exactly when I met him. It was like literally that. It was like the week of 9/11 was when I met him. So, yes, but great man, very very talented. That guy's been in a lot of bands, and
Yeah, we've jammed a few times. We actually did a little side project called Medusa
oh
a few years ago. We got a couple tunes out.
oh no kidding! I didn't even know about that.
Yeah, it's very it's like desert rock,
Yeah?
stoner rock. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so we keep talking. We want to try and finish that up at some point.
Oh
Just
wow.
keep doing some of that stuff. But I've recorded a lot of his bands, his projects, his Scrimmy stuff, and then the what was the others?
He's been in so many bands. He was in Mantra.
Yeah, it was
or
after that.
Probably still is.
Am I drawing a blank on it?
He had that duo.
Oh, Yankee Cockfight.
Yankee Cockfight. Yeah.
So I did a couple of those albums. for him.
Oh, okay.
Such a great name.
So-
That's a great.
But he's
Yeah,
been a big
yeah.
supporter of mine. I mean, Edgewise stuff isn't his bag necessarily,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's but he's always helped me out with getting shows or even at the Shaskeen or spreading the word. So he's been a pretty good supporter. So
Oh yeah.
I'd like to say thanks to him.
Well, he's the main guy there, right? As far as booking shows at the
At Shaskeen now,
yeah. No, he's done great, and he's in a way. It doesn't surprise me to hear about this project you did with him that I didn't know about, because one of the interesting things about knowing Scrimmy is that every now and then I'll run across something new, either something new that he's done recently or something that he did a long time ago, and I'm like, oh, I didn't even know about that, because he's just done so many
Yeah.
like weird like side projects and stuff that I didn't even know about. And it's like, and he's one of those guys too. He can play multiple instruments and just very, very talented.
Yeah, and I think it's with him. It's like what we were talking about before. I think it's just his authenticity of enjoyment of playing
Yeah.
is what sells a lot of that.
Oh yeah.
So it's just, even if you're like, we played with them when I was doing the fake project. He played with us. I'm like, it's just fun.
Yeah.
I'm not really into trash can blues per se, but his
Right.
band I was, because it looked like they were rocking out, and it was a cool sound.
Oh yeah.
So it was a lot of fun. So.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Absolutely. Jim Dillon is in the Facebook live chat. Says,
What's up, Jim?
Jim.
save me a baby T and double XL.
You cannot fit in a baby T, Jim.
Well, Jim's expecting number 2, so say congratulations to Jim.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Jim. And hello to Mike Pelapita, who also joins us. And Corey Sacco says, "Oh, I count." In regard to the comment that she doesn't count earlier.
If you want to start politics, this is where we get going.
Oh, boy.
Chris and I will be up at this place till 3 a.m. talking about stuff.
Different kind of politics.
Different kind of politics.
Oh, my goodness.
Home politics.
Jim is also a Jim Dillon. He's
like a 5th member as well.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yes.
He's
He's
filled
an
in.
honorary member. He's,
Another special teams member.
Yeah.
when somebody can't make it to a gig, he's filled in on guitar, on bass. He knows some of the material, not as much of the current, and we haven't seen him, but he was in another band with H here called Seventh Rising.
We did Opaque together too.
Yeah, Opaque.
Oh, okay.
Yep, Opaque is the other one. Yep. So
it's all a little family. We got a family.
Yeah. No, that's cool. That's very cool.
We'll draft whoever we need to just to play. Anybody who wants to play.
Yeah.
How's that make you feel, Demetrius, about your security in your new position as a bass player in Edgewize?
I am perfectly confident in my abilities.
He keeps showing up.
He keeps showing up.
I show up. I'm stable. I'm, mentally stable. I'm financially stable.
Well, I know you don't. Well, I'm just saying. Now you got this guy Jim Dillon floating around. I don't know.
These guys will know.
We've tried to draft Jim for a long time, but
he'll never want to live without me. Trust me.
That's right.
I like your confidence.
He's been doing a great job.
Yeah. No, it sounds like it, and I wish I'd had that kind of confidence when I played in bands. I always assumed I was going to get fired at any given moment. Then the bands would break up before anyone had a chance to actually fire me.
That's the hardest part.
Right, yeah.
We say it all the time. I'd rather have 4 mediocre players than one superstar who's going to blow it all up.
Right.
So
yeah, exactly.
I'm not saying we're mediocre, but maybe I did. I don't know.
No.
Come out and see us. We suck.
Guaranteed a crappy time.
But it's a fun show. It's a good performance.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, let's so we'll play something to wrap up here. What do you guys want to play?
Pusha.
Oh, yes.
It's gotta be Pusha.
I remember listening to this one and really liking this. This was a favorite of mine too. So, all right. So we'll give this a listen. So, thanks again, guys, and thank you to everybody who participated and called, and even singing Dan. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan.
And
appreciate the effort.
Here it is. This is Pusher from Edgewize.